Foreign Law Research for the Intellectual Property Research course at Boston College Law School. When you're dealing with a law of a foreign country, you may first need to find out the type of legal system it has. Legal systems are usually divided into common law, those based on the English judge-made law, civil law systems, which are based on written codes that are designed to anticipate any possible legal problem, and religious law systems. One fun source for finding out what type of legal system a particular country has is Jury Globe from the University of Ottawa. Jury Globe provides general information relating to the different legal systems in the world, including the official language of each country. I'm going to select the English language version of Jury Globe. And let's look at the countries of Central America. Most have civil law systems, but you'll see that Belize, which is an English-speaking country, has a common law system like the US and the UK. Let's contrast this with the map of the Middle East, where most of the countries have religious law, civil law, or a mixture of both. Check out Yemen, which has a Muslim law system with civil law, common law, and customary law mixed in. And Israel, which has aspects of civil law, common law, Jewish law, and Muslim law in its legal system. One useful source for finding out about the sources of law in another country is the Foreign Law Guide from Brill Publishers. Be sure and access it through our Law Library databases page so you can authenticate as a user. Even though there is a search box at the top, browsing is the best way to access content of the Foreign Law Guide. Scrolling down a little, you see the laws by country are broken into 4 alphabetical sections. Having opened the O to Z list, we can now click on an individual country. Let's look at Panama. At the top of each country are collections of links to general information on the laws of this country, including links on the government and legal system, primary sources, and other materials, as well as a collection of links to laws by subject. Because they are using the same template for each country, not every country will have an active link at each topic. Under the laws by subject, there is a link for intellectual property, which we will take. Here we get information about the major laws on this topic. On the right is the table of contents for the subject. Following the citations are URLs that take the researcher to sources that are available on the web, and links that provide more complete bibliographic information for those sources that need to be accessed via print. This is not a very easy database to navigate, but at the bottom of each page are links back to the country main page, the subject main page, and the home page for the Foreign Law Guide. I suggest using these, especially the Foreign Law Guide homepage link. Another useful source for foreign law is the Library of Congress Guide to Law Online. This is primarily an annotated compendium of Internet links. It's a portal of Internet sources of interest to legal researchers. Select nations of the world to get an alphabetized list of countries, then choose the country you are interested in. Here we can see that for each country they try to provide links to useful sources, including that country's constitution and documents from all branches of government, legal guides, including multinational guides that include references for that country, and general sources. Another great source for international and foreign IP research is WIPOLEX from the World Intellectual Property Organization. English is one of the many languages you can choose to navigate this site. Use the pull-down menus to select the country and subject of intellectual property law you are interested in. Looking for copyright laws in Panama, we see there are 2 main IP laws, 7 IP-related laws, 4 sets of implementing rules/regulations, 3 treaty approvals, and numerous WIPO-administered treaties, IP-related multilateral and bilateral treaties. Selecting Law Number 20 of June 26, 2000 on intellectual property rights of indigenous people, we get information on this statute, the text in a number of languages, including a link to a PDF of this in English, which often is the hardest thing to do, to find law of one country in our own language, not the native of that country. How great is that?